Okay, so today we're going to break down a really specific psychological technique that's all about building your value and, let's be honest, triggering some serious desire in your romantic life. This comes straight from Alina Chamberlain's work, and it's called the cat and mouse dynamic.
So here's the game plan for today. We're going to walk through the entire 5-part strategy. Think of it as the complete playbook for understanding how this works, from the basic idea all the way to the powerful final outcome. All right, first things first, we need to get on the same page. What exactly is this cat and mouse dynamic, and, more importantly, what is it really trying to achieve?
At its core, you can think of it as this carefully choreographed dance. The whole point is to stop being a constant, predictable part of his background and instead become something much more valuable, something potent. It's really all about using the power of scarcity to your advantage.
And this quote just sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? You're no longer just part of his day-to-day routine. Instead, you become the main event, that exciting thing he looks forward to and really misses when it's over.
So, to really get a handle on this, we've got to understand the psychology that makes it all tick. I mean, why does this dance of being there and then not being there actually work so well?
Okay, this transition right here, this is the whole game. See, when you're always around, your energy is just this resource he can dip into whenever he wants. He just consumes it. But when you strategically pull back, you force a huge shift. He stops just consuming you and he starts craving you. And that craving, that's where your value just skyrockets.
This psychological effect is basically the secret engine that powers the whole technique. Your sudden disappearance acts like an interruption he wasn't expecting. His brain literally can't close the loop on the amazing time he was having with you. It's like an open tab he can't shut down, which forces him to think about you, wonder where you are, and ultimately really want you back.
All right, now we're getting into the how-to. It all starts with phase 1. Before you can create that empty space, you have to first build this incredibly positive foundation. This is what we call the saturation phase.
So your job here is to just fill his life with this vibrant, positive energy. Your time together shouldn't just be nice. It should feel like a special occasion, you know? Like a party that he never, ever wants to leave.
Now this is where it gets really cool, because we're basically talking about brain chemistry. When you do all these things, you are literally triggering reward chemicals in his brain, stuff like oxytocin and dopamine. You're basically conditioning him to associate you with this amazing, euphoric high, and that makes him feel almost dependent on the joy that only you can bring.
And here's the pivot. Right at the absolute highest point of all that positive energy, when he is feeling totally amazing and comfortable, that's when you pull the trigger on phase 2. You vanish. This 2-step process is the absolute heart of the whole technique. You build up that emotional high as far as it can go, and then, right at that perfect moment, you pull back completely. It's the massive contrast between those two feelings that creates such a powerful effect. Think about it. He was having the time of his life, loving this little celebration you created, and then, poof! Without any fight or any warning, the music just stops. That feeling is positive shock, and it forces him to stop and think. It makes him ask, wait, why did the party end? Where did she go? Now, this part is absolutely critical. How you disappear is just as important as when you do it. Let's talk about the right way to make your exit, because if you mess this part up, the whole thing can backfire. So, the most important thing to remember is this. Your absence has to reinforce the image of you as a high-value woman who has her own full, exciting life. It can't ever come across like you're punishing him or rejecting him. That's not the vibe. And this distinction right here is everything. If he thinks you're running away from him, he might get defensive. But moving towards your own life, your own passions, that makes your independence seem incredibly attractive. It shows him you have your own world, and he's lucky to get to be a part of it.
So what's the result of all this? Well, when you finally do come back, the entire dynamic is changed. While you were gone, he was forced to think, to really reevaluate how important you are. And that feeling of appreciation he had for you, it morphs into a deep, real need. Your return feels like a victory.
So you can see this technique is a really powerful tool for influence, right? It's designed to boost your value within a relationship. And it kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on about attraction itself. At what point does a woman who is strategically showing off her own independent world become the single most magnetic and powerful force in a dynamic?
You can find the electronic version of book She Who Awakens by Alina Chamberlain at wishforlove.org.